Hi everybody, it's Coach Debbie. How are you? Look at this. Can you see the sleeping dog? Right here. So cute. How are you? How are things going? What is the one thing that's really standing out to you throughout our program? What is that sticky thing that kind of plays itself through in your mind on the regular? We've been talking a lot about the importance of nutrition. It is the biggest change that you can make, and oftentimes it's the hardest change, right? The good news is we don't have to be extreme in order to get results, because like we talked about last week, we simply need to eat some and exercise some. That's very doable. It's very doable to have like some. The word balance and moderation and grace are really friendly, happy words in our lives. So I've got my notes with me. I just finished eating myself. Okay, so here's the deal. We want to get our hunger, our energy, and our cravings to be level and in a happy, sweet spot. The problem is that can be a really hard thing to, number one, assess, are we there? And then it's like, well, if it's out of whack, what are we supposed to do? Because maybe the old you would get into a diet extremist mentality. We don't want to do that. We don't want to be like radical in how we do our body. And the cool thing about what I'm going to talk about today is it's a very slow pace, which it can kind of make us get a little bit antsy because we live in such a microwave society. But this is what works. Whether we like it or not, this is how it's going to be. So we want to balance our hunger, our energy, and our cravings, get our heck in check. I did not come up with that terminology. And it's gonna sound kind of boring, and I think I mentioned this in our last video, but if you don't have all those three things like in a really great place where you're like, yeah, no, everything's good, and I'm losing fat, this is a miracle. If you're not there, it's okay, because we've got a lot of strategies that are specific for exactly what you need. So let's start. Let me just read through all this so I don't botch it up. Okay, so put on your thinking caps. Which one describes you? Your heck is in check. Your body is changing. You are living the dream. Guess what you're gonna do? Nothing. You're just gonna keep doing the same thing that you have been doing. So congratulations, you're easy. Check that off your list of things to do. Now, maybe you're not that easy and you need to, like have some more results happening. Here's what we're gonna do. If your heck is in check, that's a good thing, but you're like, wait a minute, nothing is happening with my body. Great, so the inside is fine, but the outside not so much. Here's what you're going to do. You're going to reduce your starchy complex carbs. You're going to keep them at one meal, which we've kind of been focusing on anyway. That's a given. You're going to also then reduce your fat. So number one, let's be honest what we're actually eating. Are you eating refined, processed junk? Not what do you wish you were doing. What are you actually really doing? You need to make sure you're really monitoring those starchy carbs, the oatmeal, the oat bran, the hummus, beans, rice, sweet potatoes, those kinds of things. You're going to be measuring those basically about a half cup, give or take 5 to 10 bites. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to reduce your fat. I know for me, I easily overdo it with fat. I mean, I'm pouring oil in everything I cook. I'm like, I love guacamole and avocado. I love nuts and seeds, and it all starts adding up. You need to reduce that if your heck is in check and nothing's changing. And then your next step, remember all these steps I'm going to share with you and you'll have in front of your face, you're going to have to eat less often. And that might mean 3 meals a day. It might mean eating 4 times a day, but it won't be eating 5. And then you're going to go down the list. Well, let's just stop there. There are more steps, but let's just start there. The culprit for you is probably carbs. And then next in line will be fat. Okay, let's switch gears. Here's the next scenario. Your heck is not in check. Hunger, energy, cravings, they're not where you want them to be. But hey, your body's changing. Sweet. So you're like, oh, great. My body's responding, but on the outside, but on the inside, it's not. So what am I supposed to do? First step, you're going to up your water, your protein, and your fiber. You don't have to get dramatic and like, quadruple everything. No. But you do need more. You need more protein, based on whatever you're doing now. You need more vegetables, whatever you're doing now, and you need more water. It's boring, but it can be the tipping point for you. After that, your next step 2 weeks later is going to increase how much fat. You might not be getting enough fat. So you're going to increase. That might mean nuts, seeds, guacamole / avocado, different cooking oils, things like that, lots of coconut products. After that, if that is not working, you're going to say, you know what? I got to actually reduce some of that fat and up my carbs, my complex starchy carbs. So you're like, I'm going to have more sweet potatoes, rice, oats, etc. Let's switch to the final scenario. So you're like, this is where I am. My heck is not in check and nothing is happening. The inside is screwed up, the outside is screwed up. And this is the point where you're like, pretty much want to throw in the towel. All of this is a scam. None of this works. Here's the good news. There's change possible, but you got to give each step 2 weeks. Step number 1 is exactly what I was just sharing for the last scenario, which is you're going to up your fiber, up your water, and up your protein. You're just not getting enough of the right things. So if you're currently drinking 6 cups of water, well, guess what? Now you drink 8 cups of water. If you currently get 2 or 3 cups of vegetables a day, guess what? Now you get 3 to 5 cups of vegetables a day. If you're skating by with 4 ounces of protein per meal, you're going to up it to 6 ounces of protein per meal. You're going to tweak it so that the bulk of your nutrition is the vegetables and the protein, and then you've got a glass of water with you at all times. Your next step, 2 weeks later, yeah, this is really slow. I know, it's like snail's pace, it's horrible, is reducing those starchy carbs. The oats, the sweet potato, rice, hummus, beans, all of those fun things that tend to be more filling, you're getting too much of. That's why your body is not responding, because it's just too much. And then 2 weeks later, you're like, okay, well, I've done all that. My body is still not responding. You're going to need to increase the amount of snacks. You basically need more food, which is crazy, right? You're like, wait, I'm gonna have more food and way less? That's right, because you're eating more of the right foods. All of this, if I were listening to myself right now, I would be kind of confused, to be honest with you. So I've got this handy dandy PDF coming your way that's going to explain, here's where I am, and just remember, this is slow. You're not gonna message me in 4 days and go, yeah, Debbie, it didn't work. I drank more water and the scale didn't budge. No, come on, no. You got to give everything 2 weeks. But the good news is we're on week 7. So we have 5 weeks left in our program. So you should be able to get through several steps. You don't need to combine steps and think, well, this is going to speed it up, because we need to know your exact formula. There's a formula for you to lose fat. How encouraging is that? And it has nothing to do with dieting or restriction or counting calories or using rainbow colored containers. No, you want to be well fed so that you have lots of energy, minimal hunger, minimal cravings, right? I want to hear from you. Which category do you fall into? Once you've reread this email and rewatched the video and printed out this awesome PDF and studied it, where are you? I want you to post, I want you to be honest and post where you are in your journey as of today, because we know it's going to change. It's very fluid. You're going to post that in our Facebook group, and I want you to say, and here's what I plan to do. So for example, you might say, my heck is in check, but my body is not changing. Therefore, I'm going to reduce my starchy carbs. I realize I'm having a whole cup of rice at lunch, and I'm going to cut it down to a half a cup and see what happens. Okay? Thanks for joining me for a 10-minute video. That's really long, and I so appreciate your time and how you are taking care of yourself and making yourself a priority. Keep doing that and have a great day. Bye. Thanks.